Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This is our Tables, Ladders, and Chairs TLC 2020 Pay-Per-View Roundtable Review. And yes, we saw a murder. I am here around the roundtable with the connoisseur of all reporting, the co-host of True Rewind and Wednesday Night Warriors, the one, the only, Romeo Anthony Cologne.
We saw more than a murder. I had a good night.
He had a good night. It was a night full of homecomings and great action and a murder. We are also here with the host of Richie's Raw Recap, the debonair, the babyface of all the true heels, Mr. Richie Moon.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We witnessed a murder. You know what else is a murder? Having to re-record Raw from last week because you accidentally erased some parts of it. Oh man, that was a ghastly show. That was a murder. I witnessed a death at a funeral. Okay.
two murders for the price of one. And finally, we have the lovely, the beautiful, one of the co-hosts for True Heel Heat and Smackdown with the Lynches. She is the princess of all the true heels, Miss Krssi Love.
Hello. Thank you for having me for my second roundtable. And yes, we witnessed a murder that we'll talk about, sadly. But, we'll get into that later. I will save all of my thoughts and concerns and things about
that's the nicest way you could put it. Thoughts, right?
All my thoughts for that. Yes.
All right, this is a reminder to you guys watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with all your wrestling fans and friends. Of course, there is the iCard down at the bottom. You can tap on that to subscribe and the bell below that to press all for all notifications for all the great content right here on True Heel Heat. And of course, with our pay-per-view roundtables, we love hearing you guys' opinions. So what did you think about all the great tables, ladders, and chairs matches, all the star-making performances, all the homecomings, and yes, the murder? What did you think? We want to know in the comments section below. But Romeo, you are usually the quarterback, our pilot, our driver on True Rewind, so I think you have to take it away here. God bless you and your soul for what you are about to give us the play-by-play for.
All right, let's enter the storm. That is TLC.
Yes, let's do it.
Tropicana Field, St. Petersburg, Florida. The Thunderdome. We start TLC match, WWE Championship, AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre. Drew with a perfect chair toss to AJ's head at the end here. Then a beautiful toss into a table on the outside. But The Miz, out of nowhere, stops Drew McIntyre, climbing to get the championship. Falls through a table. Morrison helps. He's cashing in. Miz takes his sweet-ass time climbing the ladder. And then almost grabs him. That's how you say his name, right? Almost.
Yes, almost.
Throws through a table on the outside.
He gently, it was how I like with my kids, if I'm wrestling with them and I just want to gently toss them onto the bed. That's what he did to Miz onto the table.
You ever seen Dave Chappelle copying P. Diddy on a security guard back on the Chappelle show?
Yes.
When he had him, that's how he carried, just like and just politely tossed him through the table.
John Morrison shatters a chair on Omos's back. Miz, Drew, and AJ all fight on the ladder for the belt. Good drama. Miz and AJ get thrown off. Claymore to Miz. And then Drew wins. Drew goes up. He grabs the championship. Miz's Money in the Bank cash-in fails. He joins a short list. Well, what a list it is.
That's karma. It's karma for what they did to Otis.
Thank
karma.
you.
Go ahead, take it away, Richie. Take it away.
I'm glad that Drew retained. I thought it was a good match. I think they should have held off on the Money in the Bank thing. But then, listen, Miz was going to lose it anyway, so I guess why not? honestly, I'm still, even though I'm still stirring with Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. I hope to see, even though that had nothing to do with this match. I'm still hoping to see that down the line, because on Raw it's just like the competitors, the way they're booking them, man. It's far few and in between, man. It's far few and in between. Man.
What's your rating for the match?
I would say 3 stars. This is a good match. Yes, yeah, solid 3-star match.
Okay, Krssi, go ahead.
I hated the match personally. It was a horrible start to the show. It had its parts. But someone had to be the starter of the show. Yeah, I didn't like it. I'm sorry. Miz, complete failure, but we knew that. Like you said, great karma for him. Good for him, because he shouldn't have took it from Otis, but he shouldn't have even got it in the first place. Anywho, I digress. Yeah, I hated it. I'm giving it 2 stars.
Damn. Oof. I enjoyed this match. This was probably the second best match on the show. They did a different type of TLC match, because there was 2 matches with the same stipulation on the card. They had to do it a little bit differently. I like the work on Drew's leg by AJ with the calf crushers through the chair and through the ladder. Drew did a tremendous job selling his knee throughout the whole match. Miz and Morrison kind of had to be involved in this match, because I've been saying for weeks about this whole storyline. It hasn't felt like it's Drew versus AJ this entire time. It's been more about Drew's relationship with Sheamus and more about AJ getting help from Miz and Morrison than these 2 guys actually interacting. So I like the inclusion of Miz in this match, because it leaves room for us to actually have an AJ versus Drew match, maybe at the Royal Rumble, where they don't have the stipulations, and they probably can have a better match without the stipulation, honestly. But I mean, the one thing that didn't make sense to me was almost not getting involved the entire matchup until the Miz went to the slow bop his way up the ladder. It was just like, why aren't you getting involved? You're right there. You are the best booked person in this whole thing, so you should just probably just beat up Drew anytime he tries to climb the ladder. But he chose his spots, and then he ran off Morrison, got him out of there. But I like Romeo said, a lot of drama at the end. I gave this match 4 stars. This was a great match, great use of the stipulation, great selling by Drew, great babyface effort, and this probably would have fit more as the finish to the show 5 days before Christmas than what we got, which was a murder.
Hence why I said it shouldn't have started the show.
I was kind of disappointed looking at this feud. Like, this really hasn't been AJ versus Drew. It's been the Miz and Morrison, and then Sheamus kind of looming in the background. It's all been these other characters, and I just want to see Drew versus AJ. So yeah,
it happened too soon. It was too. The feud for them was just too fast. There was no type of build up for it. So that's why I was not very interested in it, and I just didn't feel like how you guys felt about this match. They had its bumps, it had its like little things, but I just didn't really feel that connected to the match, and that's why I didn't really like it.
Which makes sense, because it was supposed to be Braun versus Drew. It wasn't supposed to be AJ.
Oh, right. Yeah. Forgot about Braun. Yeah. I mean, and that's also true, Chris. Like, there really was the build was very short, really next to nothing. So
I gave this match 3.5 stars. I think we could clearly see a lot better between Drew and AJ.
Yes.
As far as the Miz goes, I think it is logical that he would cash in here. You don't have to, get a pin. You could just climb up the ladder and grab the belt. It makes sense. It's kind of smart. But nobody wants to see Miz as WWE champion anyways.
He didn't have to slow bop his way up there.
He took his time. Oh, idiot.
One thing I do have to ask all you guys here is, the Money in the Bank, has it jumped the shark? Has the Money in the Bank jumped the shark? Because I said this on Twitter. I saw a lot of people asking this question, and I came to the realization that this whole gimmick peaked with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31 5 years ago. Like we've had small moments where, you know, Amber was cashing in on the same night in 2016, even Bailey cashing in last year in 2019. But we have now gone 3 out of the last 4 years where the male Money in the Bank winner has not successfully cashed in. This year we had one guy win it, then lose it, and then the other guy failed to cash it in. With the women, the one that won it basically won the title, so she never got a cash-in attempt. So is this entire gimmick, have they ran out of ideas, and has the Money in the Bank jumped the shark?
I think the Money in the Bank gimmick is a great idea. I think just like the TLC pay-per-view, just like the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, just like the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, making it a thing like that takes the element of surprise out of it. It takes the gusto out of it. So keeping it special like they used to do at WrestleMania, I think it was the opener for WrestleMania for a while. You do it like that. Then you keep it special, you keep it elusive. We're anticipating is just, you know, we're expecting the Money in the Bank now. So I think it's a great gimmick. You keep it. You just do a better job with the creative, WWE. Like, you know, like other things in the company. Just do a better job. That's it.
Easier said than done nowadays.
I still think people will get excited for a Money in the Bank match, pay-per-view, a cash-in. I just think this year, you know, nobody wanted to see Otis with it, really. Come on, let's be honest. Nobody wanted to see that. I think that makes it a little sour, but I think when we get it again, when we put on someone that deserves it next time, I think we'll feel different about it.
This year's Money in the Bank was a joke to begin with. We had the pandemic. They didn't really know what to do. So they was like, well, let's just record it. Let's do it at the building, which was cool. It could have been a cool idea, but they messed it up. The whole cinematic thing was cool, but it just didn't get everyone excited about it. And I think, like Romeo said, we can get excited about it. I think if they change it and move the timing of Money in the Bank, I think it's too close to WrestleMania. I think it's way too close because we have WrestleMania, then we have Money in the Bank. When is someone supposed to cash in? Either like the other people did that same night, or we give it like a time frame, like put it, if WrestleMania is in March, April, let's have it in after summer, maybe. I don't know. Let's do the like switch. Let's do some switches. Like let's get the creative people involved, and let's because the lineup of some of these pay-per-views don't make sense anyway. That's another thing. Like the lineups are all like ridiculous. So if we change it and give it a time frame so that person can now go to the next WrestleMania, then it's more something that we can be like, okay, I can like maybe when is this person going to cash in? How is this going to work for them? So I think we can get excited about it, but they'd have to change the format of when we have Money in the Bank so that it can be a perfect time for someone to have that WrestleMania moment or have it at a meaningful timing to cash it in.
Backstage with Caleb Braxton's fine ass. Season Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman says Kevin Owens is going to get hurt by your tribal chief. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. Then it's time for Sasha Banks versus Carmella, SmackDown Women's Championship. Quick thumbs up or thumbs down on Carmella's new entrance.
Okay, I'll give it a thumbs up. I
don't want to go up, but I can't yet. I still don't know how. I keep telling you, I don't know how I feel about Carmella yet. I'm still trying to get it together.
Well, I do have to ask you something, Krssi, because this is something that my the love of my life brought to my attention because she has been watching SmackDown and these segments with Carmella and Sasha lately. Is Carmella's edges botched? Because that's what my girl kept telling me. She was like, her edges is off. Like she needs to adjust those. And I one, I don't know what that means. Okay. and two, she was very passionate about it. So I was surprised.
Okay, so let me tell you what that means. Okay, first of all, we didn't see Carmella up close in a minute. So when she was backstage, she had the long flowing hair. Everything was like laid down a little bit tighter and better. When we seen her on Friday, it was like they missed the notch. So what edges are, sir, I'm going to bring my camera a little bit closer so you can see. So edges are this hair that is like right along the hairline. So you guys are hairlines, and you guys cut it so that line can make it straight. Yeah. So when that hair grows out, you got to recut it. So for us, our hairline, we lay down those edges, and if we don't have no edges, that means that they're going bald. So she's kind of slightly balding. She did something to the hair. I'm not sure what she did. So it is looking very, very, very thin. And she put the barrettes didn't add much from Friday at all either. The whole outfit, everything was all trash. She threw it in the garbage. But yeah, she is correct. There are very, very thin lines that we're not understanding what's going on there.
This is the type of analysis that we get from Miss Krssi Love right here on the pay-per-view roundtable and True Beauty.
I had to share it to you guys. Some people, you guys didn't know what edges are, and then we have to lay when your daughter. See, case scenario. Your daughter, she will lay down the hair for her when it starts to grow in. You'll know what the edges are, friend.
What an education I'm getting. Let me start new. When you brought up your girl, I thought you were going to point out the leopard print or whatever that was that Carmella was wearing.
Right.
Tia was a big fan of that.
She likes the leopard print. She always
I didn't like her gear this time. I thought this was better than the red. I think this is much better than the red. Still don't. I'm liking the guy that she has with her.
I guess it's like a male bottle girl, a male bottle guy.
So he's paying for college then.
And taking bumps from people, from Sasha. And in the meantime,
he did get a name this time. His name is Reginald.
Reginald, right? Corey Graves would know.
One word. It's not that easy, in my opinion, to get a good match out of Carmella, but I think Sasha Banks accomplished that here.
Yes.
I know some people love Carmella. Sean Ross Sapp, he loves Carmella. I don't. Bank statement for the win. I gave this 3.25 stars. That's it.
Like you, I have also gotten into arguments with Sean Rothstapp about Carmella being a great worker or good worker, whatever Sean Rothstapp thinks she is. This was Carmella's best match that she's ever had. I thought that she worked well. She was a good heel, a good foil to Sasha Banks. But more importantly than Carmella's performance, which was her best ever, this showed the greatness that is Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is at an all-time high. When you really look at her 2020, she is in consideration for one of the best wrestlers, male or female, of the entire year. Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, Women's Tag Team Champions, Match of the Year candidate with Bayley at Hell in a Cell, and here she pulled out a great performance out of Carmella. I don't know where you go with the Carmella character after this, but she seems like the first person who is pulling off the Vince McMahon obsession with trying to get over the pretty blonde character. So she can make it work, especially with her sommelier Reginald by her side. I think they make a good act, and she just needs to find the next babyface that she can feud with. But this was a really good match. I gave it 3.5 stars.
I liked this match. I thought it was a good match. I agree with you when you said that this is Carmella's best match. I was really surprised watching this, and it's not a knock on Carmella, but she's better on the mic, better, kind of. I feel the same way about the Miz, just kind of better at promos, building up the match, but the match is kind of so.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely this is kind of an issue with I hate to keep harping on the booking, but it's just if they would have built Carmella up a bit more and then going up against Sasha, then I feel like you have more places to go with Carmella, but you kind of just comes in there, her first feud with the champ, she loses.
Right.
That you can't go anywhere with her, but it's just like you kind of you spin your wheel so fast with her, it's just like you're kind of left like, all right, well, what do we do now? But Carmella is definitely upgraded in the ring, so I give this match, I'll give it 3 stars.
I've told you guys I wasn't still didn't know where to put my finger on Carmella. I wasn't like, I like the entrance that they give her. Wrestling wise, she's had a good break, and she's like, she was at the Performance Center because she did well this wrestling. And this was her match. Because even when she did when she was champion, I didn't understand her. She did the whole Money in the Bank. I didn't get why they were pushing her, because she wasn't that good in the ring. Not that good. She wasn't good at all. Excuse me. There you go. Yeah, it wasn't good. No, come on, let's be real, guys. You all guys said the same thing. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end good for Sasha Banks. Again, they push Carmella too fast, and like you said, what do we do with her now? We put this time, money, look. We got a bellboy with her now, and now what?
Yeah.
What happens now? Do we still get champagne with her? Like, do we have her dancing, give her a striptease before she come out? I don't know. I loved her gear. This gear was better than the red. I think this was a better move. Because the red was just, I don't know. The red just didn't give me. It gave me some type of bad vibes of like the leopard looked better. Let her still be the Staten Island trash that she's supposed to be, and then dress it up. Other
Not
than
even
that,
from Staten Island, never forget.
huh?
From Massachusetts, girl, never forget.
I mean, yes, exactly. She's not even from Staten Island. Correct.
Hey, she pulls off Angelina from Jersey Shore's character very well.
There you go, boss. You see what I'm saying?
I've been doing my research. I've been watching the show, so.
And it's a great show, by the way. Angelina has always been trash, so you know. But Sasha looked amazing. I think Sasha did great. I love this. This was a 3-star match for me. Sasha, man, she's having a great year, man. Good for her.
Backstage, Billie Kay is with Asuka. She has a resume, which details she manages high-stress situations very well. She'd make a great partner. She's got her own mask. And Asuka speaks a little English here. She says Billie Kay's not ready for Asuka.
I just want Billie Kay to either be the general manager or somebody's manager because she's so hilarious. She is the female Santino Marella.
Yes.
You know what?
That's high praise
a good
for
one. Yeah.
And
Because the whole gimmick, here's my headshot and here's my resume and this is what I do, and I come out and I have this little twirly little outfit on and I can do this and I can do that. It's great. It's funny as hell, but it gets her fucking nowhere. So let her do something meaningful like that. She can fuck shit up and let her do this whole headshot and be a manager and fuck people shit up, and she would be hilarious.
She has an extensive experience in talking.
That's also on her resume.
True.
And it's time for Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander versus Kofi and Xavier for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Kofi and Xavier are backstage, and Charlie Caruso dances with them very unprofessionally.
I would
Kofi.
Charlie, so professional.
Yeah.
Cedric tags himself in, hits the lumbar check on Kofi for the win, and new Raw Tag Team Champions, The Hurt Business, Cedric and Shelton. MVP grabs the belts to celebrate. Bobby Lashley comes out with his United States Championship. They got all the gold in The Hurt Business. This was a fun match. I gave this 3 3/4 stars.
I really enjoyed this match. I was not expecting the Hurt Business to win. I thought they were just gonna keep like I said, my Raw review, just keep grounding this right into the ground. They're just gonna just keep grounding this into the ground. Next thing you're gonna have MVP and Bobby Lashley versus New Day. I don't know, but I'm glad this new aggressive Cedric Alexander. I like this match. I'm glad that he tagged himself in, hit the lumbar check, and it took the victory. I'm glad they're still going the direction with that story. I would give this match 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed this match. I'm glad that we have new tag team champions. Hopefully we can get to new tag teams on Raw so there can be some new contenders. But what a novel concept, and hope and pray.
I enjoyed this match. I had said when we did True Hill here, I hope this was going to be one of the matches of the night, and I think it was. I did not know it took 17 years for Jesus, why am I drawing blank? Damn it.
Shelton,
thank you. To have a belt back. Like what
I think the tag team titles.
Whatever, but
since his first time winning the tag team titles, 17 years.
Again, 17 years, friend, like that's a long time. And like for him to be now back into the forefront now, he's been here for so long, he's getting some shine, which is really good because he is one of the wrestlers that can wrestle. And he does it well, and just to have him get that shine, I think is great. The whole Hurt Business, I wasn't on board at first. I'm not gonna lie to you, of course. But I am down for it. I was happy that they put these guys together. And like whoever put that meme out, what were all these guys doing before they were with MVP? Ugh.
MVP is MVP.
MVP is MVP. I mean, whoever did this, whoever's idea was it to put it together, bravo to you guys, because Lashley was with Lana, and we see where Lana is now. Shelton you never even seen, and Cedric was Cedric. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I love that promo he put. He was like, I was this guy, you know? And that got me nowhere. And I love that. I love that he's selling this, and it's like you're giving us something that you've never seen from him, and he's like, no, I want to win. I had to do this, and I'm enjoying it. So I give this I give it 3.5 as well. I really enjoyed this match. I'm so happy that they did win. It's time, like you said, get new tag teams on there, because one thing WWE is that they mess up the tag teams. They put people together and then they break them apart, and then you put people that don't even belong together. And then you just, let's just throw them in. Like, it's like the lottery. Let's pick a number. 1 and 2. You guys are now friends, and you're going to be tag teams. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yeah.
So hopefully, they get some good competition. Don't give it to the New Day. Let them be champs for a while. Let them have these 3 belts. Like, have them be, let them, be something good. Like they can be Undisputed Era, but the black version.
Dripping in gold, yes.
Dripping in gold. They have the black and gold colors already anyway. Let's let them be the Hurt Business, and let them be a good, meaningful faction.
Speaking of the black and gold, I just have to say, as the new kids would say, MVP suit was next level drip. that was next level drip. Him matching with the Hurt Business colors. I really enjoyed this match. The highlight for me had to be in Kofi's comeback doing the boom drop, and Shelton going from on his back to lifting him up in the air for a power bomb as a reversal. One of the best reversals of the boom drop that I've ever seen. Shelton brought his working boots in this one, but I love Cedric Alexander, and Romeo will know what I'm referencing here, playing the loose cannon of Hurt Business. He is the Brian Pillman of the Hurt Business, and it's just
MVP.
He's just trying to take every single opportunity, every single advantage, and it's working. And of course, it led to what I wanted the most. I said this at the beginning of the match on Twitter. I was like, I want Cedric to win, so Big Swole can tweet. Sometimes you gotta crawl before you can walk. So the crawl was the win, and then the walk was so Big Swole tweeting out that the slurp business was now in effect.
You gotta love it.
Classic. This is why you love Big Swole. That is wife goals for anybody.
It really is, though.
She's always bigging up her man, and you just love to see it. But the match itself, I gave it 3.5 stars. Really fun back and forth matchup. It could have went a little bit longer and really became like a great tag team match, but for the time that it was given, they had a lot of action in it. It was more like a sprint, and all 4 guys performed very well. And I like the Hurt Business having all the gold. And I think, yes, probably the New Day is one of the tag teams they're going to feud with next. But the other tag team I think they're going to feud with next is the Hardy Bros.
Oh, my God. What?
Here for it. What? Here for the Hardy
Bros. Are you really?
Totally here for the Hardy
I'm here
Bros.
For my bro, but
and the bro nuts.
and pronouns.
Yes.
All right, I gotta see it. See, I gotta see it. All right, I get back to me on that one. I gotta see it.
I'm glad they showed these highlights because I did not watch SmackDown, but there was highlights of the Sammy Awards that Sami Zayn did.
Oh, this was amazing. You missed. Oh man.
Well, he gives the Superstar of the Year award somehow goes to Big E. Big E's happy as hell. Sammy shoves him out the way, says it was a mistake. Big E tosses him down the ramp sliding. I laughed. Oh my God, hilarious.
Can we talk about the award, please, friend?
Go ahead. He won Comeback of the Year and he won Match of the Year before Big E was able to win Superstar of the Year.
Yes. But you missed the part where Big E had took some of the awards and wrote his name in there, but I'll tell you that later. The award was spray painted gold action figure on top of their canned goods, and then they painted that in black, and then they stuck the action figure on top of it, and that was your Sammy Award.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Beautiful.
There's hidden audio of Sammy complaining that Kayla got. Sammy confronts her fine ass, and Kayla says a journalist doesn't give up her sources. Sami Zayn loses his shit. Speaking of sources, the next match, Asuka and a mystery partner versus Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, women's tag titles. And thanks for nothing, Brian Alvarez, Dave Meltzer, for spoiling this on Twitter when you didn't need to. There are some good reporters and journalists out there who know this kind of stuff and don't spoil it for the viewer. You know any SP3?
Yes, my good friend, my brother, Alex McCarthy, on December 11th, 2020, let me know after we filmed Wrestling Daily that his source said that
2 weeks ago.
Yes, that Charlotte Flair would be back at TLC, and that Lana would be written off. This was before the Lana and Nia Jax match that led to her being written off. He told me this 3 days before it happened that she was going to get written off. Charlotte was going to replace her, and Charlotte and Asuka would win the women's tag team titles. And he didn't want to spoil it, so he just texted me. He messaged Louis Dangor of Wrestling Daily as well, and he said keep it under wraps. Don't reveal it. That's why I had to be coy in the way I said it on True Hill Heat in my predictions, because it was kind of soiled to me, because I trust Alex and I knew he would be right. He would be proven right, and he was. So I tweeted that out yesterday after this whole win. But that is a journalist who is also a professional wrestling fan and realizes that you don't have to spoil everything. To be a great wrestling journalist, you don't have to always leak your spoilers. You can sometimes keep it hidden, keep it behind the vest, and it proves you right in the end. And that is why Alex McCarthy is my ace, the head of the Mount Rushmore of wrestling journalists, in my opinion.
Didn't ruin my excitement. Asuka's arm is worked on in this match. Charlotte with the hot tag. Beautiful moonsault to the both on the outside. Natural selection on Shayna Baszler. And new tag team champions, Charlotte Flair, Asuka. Charlotte Flair is now a Grand Slam winner in the WWE.
Nice.
I personally would have put Nia Jax through a table here. I think she deserved much more of a beating than she got. They're saving it. They're taking their time with it, I guess. This match wasn't long enough for me, but it was good for what it was. I gave it 2.5 stars, but Charlotte's grand return, I give that 5 stars. Welcome back, Queen. SP3?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much to this match. I believe that Charlotte barely sold anything. They really made this match all about her, which just begs the question, what the fuck did we waste our time for the last 3 months with this whole Lana storyline? Like, what the fuck? This was the payoff to this whole Lana goes through the table.
Win the Rumble.
Like, Jesus Christ, this, we just kind of bashed Alvarez and Meltzer, but I will agree with them in this one. It's like really, this wasn't to punish Lana for Miro signing with AEW, right? This was to push her, right? So what the hell type of payoff is this for this whole entire storyline? She won Survivor Series, was the sole survivor. We had a whole Chronicles for her. Oh man, you WWE. Sometimes you just never fail to disappoint me. It's just great how you do it. But yeah, the match itself, I gave it 2.5 stars. Wasn't much to this, and I am just begging, why the fuck does Shayna Baszler always have to lose for her team when she is the better member of her team? Nia Jax has been so protected. It's okay that the lady that she took out could have pinned her. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh.
And I do want to see a program with Shayna Baszler and Charlotte Flair, just for the match that you hope maybe Shayna can get something. Krssi, what'd you think?
I love how strong Shayna and Nia look. They had matching gear, which was great. Most tag teams that are just thrown together don't do that. So I can appreciate that part. But yes, why is it that Shayna cannot get any love? They are protecting Nia Jax for what, like you say, Charlotte is protected. No, Nia Jax is fucking protected. Nia Jax can hurt people, kill people. She does whatever the fuck she wants, and she still gets rewarded for it. No one says anything bad about fucking Nia Jax. And and power to my big girl, love her, but it's just something where I don't understand what is the big oomph or push for her. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But yes, this match was all about Charlotte. Poor Asuka. She's the main champion and really got no shine, to be honest. Like, this wasn't about Asuka. Not one bit. This was about Charlotte. And Asuka had to be the fall guy to be the person to make her shine. I give this match maybe 3. But it could have been longer. I feel like it could have been potentially a good match if they made it longer. I would have loved to see it longer because between Shayna and Charlotte, that's the match that I would like to see. And I would hope that Shayna can get some type of like elevation, because her elevation on coming up to the roster has been a downgrade. I wish they would have just left her at NXT. Maybe she could have just lost the title and then feuded with another couple other people. But right now, her on the main roster, it's just trash. And I feel bad because I wasn't on the Shayna bandwagon before, as you all know. But this has got to stop. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I went off the rails. But yeah, I'm sorry.
Very, very Brian Pillman of you.
I will just say that this is the issue that I have with NXT, and I know our connoisseur of reporting is a big NXT fan, but
Wednesday Night Warrior,
you always hit that glass ceiling on NXT. You always hit a point where you've achieved everything you could achieve in NXT, and that's where Shayna Baszler was, where she had to go to the main roster, and it's been a series of unfortunate events and unfortunate booking decisions that has ruined her on the main roster. It was goofy for her to be a vampire and bite Becky Lynch's neck on her debut. It was the right decision to book her to beat all the ladies in the Elimination Chamber, but that got kind of messed up as well. And it was the wrong decision for her to lose to a pregnant Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 36. That's where I will always go back and point to. I know that's your girl, Miss Krssi Love, but that was a stupid ass decision.
It was.
And if you were gonna do that, she should have won Money in the Bank then.
Thank you.
That would have been a great ending off. Like, instead of Becky having her nice crying moment where she said she's pregnant, you could have had her do that and get some heat on somebody by her having to give up the title to her enemy who bit her neck a month ago in Shayna Baszler. That would have been much better than her giving it to Asuka. Like, Shayna didn't even have to attack Becky, just laugh in her face like, you're pregnant, I won Money in the Bank, and now you have to hand me the title.
Right.
And then that sets up a perfect natural feud for her when she returns. But no, none of that happened. She got into the stupid storyline with Nia Jax, became the dysfunctional tag team champions, feuded with Lana for 3 months, and then
tables for nonsense, for stupidness. And might I add, you made Lana get pushed. You made her the sole survivor, and for what? You made Bianca lose for like, it was just like the whole thing don't make no sense. I hated the whole Lana. Everyone loved the whole Lana being the last one. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. I thought it was retarded. For what? And then all of this, y'all already knew that Charlotte was coming back. Y'all already knew this. Charlotte probably put on her weeks like, hey guys, I'm gonna come back probably like around this time. Let me know what I'm available for, because I'm free. So just book me here. Matter of fact, I'll come back at TLC. How about that?
Richie, this kind of match, they do this every pay-per-view, where they have like a lesser match, and then the next night on Raw they have the actual match, and it's much better. And I think they're gonna do that with this one. Do you think so, Richie?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Because I give it 2.5 stars because it just wasn't long enough. I don't have any problem with this match being all about Charlotte, but it just wasn't long enough. And I agree. Why does Shayna Baszler always have to take the pin? Why can't Nia Jax take the pin? She took the pin to Lana. Even though it was a fluke, so what? Like, just give it Charlotte. Charlotte coming back. Just have Charlotte go over. But hopefully it will lead to something
meaningful.
Yeah, it's a lot of hope. A lot of hope.
Richie's whole delivery is what most people felt about this whole matchup, except if your name was Romeo Anthony Colon.
Charlotte's back though.
Oh man, you
And
made
Ric
me laugh
Flair-
earlier.
Ric
Yeah, Ric Flair was there too. Yeah, he's watching.
And Ric Flair was watching TV.
What was that?
Watch.
That just told you
Good.
that was gonna happen too. Like why he there? He's a senior. He should be in home. It's COVID.
Oh my gosh. Oh my Krssi.
The Nature Boy.
Krssi out there.
Nature Boy fears nothing.
WWE don't give a damn about people in COVID.
And he's also there to show us how to watch TV regular. So
Well, that's all. You know what? That makes.
Hey,
sense.
they did win the COVID Awareness Award for 2020.
You know what?
This video's gonna get flagged for COVID misinformation.
Right.
There's a backstage segment with Sami Zayn, Big E, and R-Truth. You'll be amazed to know that
Love
your
it.
lips don't touch when you say the word touch, but they do when you say the word. That's right.
Separate.
Mind blown. Thank you, R-Truth. Then it's time for the Universal Championship TLC match. Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens. I wrote a lot of notes for this match. Excuse the play-by-play, but a lot happens here.
Yes.
Owens jumps Reigns as soon as the title is being raised. Kevin Owens is in early control until Jey Uso comes out to help. And this will be a common theme of this match. Owens works Jey's foot with a chair. Jey is helped to the back. Reigns recovers, destroys Owens with steel steps, chairs, back body drop through two chairs set up in the ring. Owens recovers as Roman makes the climb. Owens with a fisherman suplex through a chair. Jey Uso returns to stop KO's climb. Michael Cole was great here, I thought. He's blasting Corey Graves for saying Jey is some valiant warrior when he's not supposed to be in the damn match.
Right.
KO with a pop-up powerbomb to Uso through the announce table. Roman Reigns and powerbombs Owens onto a ladder in the corner of the ring. Then drops him spine first onto the side of a ladder. Ouch. Then through a table on the outside. Then a Samoan drop through another table. Roman climbs for the title. I think the match is over, but somehow Kevin Owens grabs his leg. Roman laughs. He says, you're embarrassing your family. Spears him through a table in the corner. And I think it's over. And Owens somehow stands up before Roman does. Kevin Owens says, you're going to have to kill me. Reigns misses a spear through the barricade on the outside. Then there's a pop-up powerbomb through the table in the ring. Jey Uso stops Owens again. Roman low blows Kevin Owens as he's climbing and puts him to sleep. Roman wins. And still Universal Champion. I gave this match 4.5 stars. I can understand if you think Kevin Owens went through too much at the end. He sure did. It seemed like a lot. But I'd rather him look strong than weak if given the choice. And I thought the storytelling and emotions at the end really elevated this match. I definitely started rooting for Kevin Owens, even though I knew he had no chance to win. Kevin Owens is underutilized, and this match proved it. Krssi?
Wow. You guys did say we had to have 2 different TLC matches, and we sure damn did. And this one, for me, match of the fucking night. This one definitely did. Roman, like, I swear his matches get better and better. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think the character is just evolving each match. And it's not like it's the same Roman. It's like it's an elevation of Roman doing different things on a different level. You're embarrassing your family. Just give up. Just like that shit is good. Like, this is some good shit. I think that I think he came out too fast, too early, maybe, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
but definitely he showed himself being like Michael Cole said. He's like, he's one of like Corey Graves said. He's like he has to prove himself. He has to be one of the warriors or whatever of the of the family. Like, he has to do what he has to do, and he did it. I thought this match was amazing. Kevin Owens, we already knew Kevin Owens was great, but this showed that he is great and he's not being utilized to his potential. His WrestleMania match, I think this is one of his good matches that he's had for the year. He had the good WrestleMania match, and then he had this match. I think this was excellent for him. But yeah, man, this was a good match. I give it 4.5.
I really enjoyed this match. I would also give this match of the night. I would give this match 4 stars. KO looked really strong. Like you said, I'm glad that, he did go through a lot. At the end, it was just like, sheesh. I mean, and like Krssi said, Jey Uso came out within like the first 5 minutes of this match. Like, we all knew he was gonna come out, but it was like, sheesh, already. But yeah, they made KO look really strong because essentially he beat down Roman Reigns and Jey Uso the entire match. I mean, they got the comeuppance, but for essentially throughout the whole match, he was beating them both down. This was great. I think Roman Reigns is the best character, arguably the best character in wrestling right now. He's just doing such good shit, pal. He's just doing him and Paul Heyman is just a really good couple. Paul Heyman with the selling of the face. Nobody can sell a face like Paul Heyman, man. He is such good. But really good match, really strong match. Made KO look good. I give it 4 stars. And your tribal chief still head of the table, Roman Reigns.
That was a phenomenal match. Like, Kevin Owens, I'm someone who have seen Kevin Owens for well over almost 15 years. I've watched his career from starting off in PWG and Ring of Honor to now. And I've seen him work as a babyface outside of WWE. He hasn't had that many opportunities to work as a babyface in WWE, but this was his greatest babyface performance of his WWE career. He was resilient, he was valiant, he had a never say die attitude, and this is what was missing in the first TLC, because you guys complain about Jey Uso coming out too early, but I think he came out at the right time, because why would you fucking wait? Why would you fucking wait? It's no disqualification. It's anything goes. If you're going to prove yourself to your cousin, you come out immediately. You make sure your cousin gets no damage. Even in the first minute when Owens attacked him at the bell, that is the most vulnerable we have seen Roman Reigns since his return. He never looked very vulnerable in the matches with Jey Uso, other than a couple of minutes when Jey was making his comeback. But this was the earliest and the most often that he looked vulnerable in a matchup, and this elevated Kevin Owens. And with title matches like this, when you know who the winner is going to be, it's all about them making you believe that the other person can win. This is what Shawn Michaels did to perfection against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25, which it made that one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history. This is what Kevin Owens did. He made you believe that he could win, and it just made you get into the match even more, made you more invested. Roman Reigns is one of the greatest character performers in professional wrestling today. Just his facial expressions, from the smile when Kevin Owens grabbed his leg to the trash talking, he just nails it right on the nose. And I will repeat over and over again, people stop saying, oh, why didn't Roman Reigns turn heel years ago? If he had turned years ago in 2020, he would be a Hollywood actor and not in the WWE. So be thankful for what we have right now in a time when WWE lacks performers on this level. That is why Roman Reigns is the best thing and the biggest promotion in professional wrestling. I'm a big fan of Kenny Omega and Don Callis in AEW. And I think they're one of the best things in wrestling. But the best thing in wrestling, number one, is Roman Reigns right now, because in a molasses of creativity that is WWE, he stands out above everyone else, and it's because of performances in matches like this. This was physically intense. You had the dramatic moments on top of the ladder. Great performance by Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso is another great character actor because he hasn't really changed his character. He's still resilient. He still comes back from injuries. All that's changed is his intentions. His intentions is now to be subservient to his cousin instead of fighting against his cousins. But he hasn't changed his character. Just like Roman Reigns, he's still dominant. He still almost works like he did when he was a babyface, but now he's a heel and now he's all about himself. So these two guys have just connected with their character. Kevin Owens did the same. Paul Heyman with his facial expressions. This was a 4.5-star matchup and one of the better matches of the year for WWE.
Roman Reigns also punched you in the dick now.
He punched him in the dick. He hit him in the dick.
Right in the dick, man.
We're going to talk about the murder? Can we talk about the murder now?
We're here now. I guess we can't turn this car around.
We made it to the murder?
Randy Orton versus The Fiend in a Firefly Inferno match. Randy Orton's wearing a hoodie to protect his skin. Very smart. The Fiend wearing his normal jacket.
Okay.
What'd you say?
I was going to say, I mean...
Is it smart?
Yeah, I guess it protects the skin, but really? Is it the hoodie more flammable? I mean, than skin? I'm just saying.
This is a regular match at first. The Fiend is giggling under his mask at Randy's attempts to hurt him. Fiend hits a Sister Abigail and signals for the fire to come on. It's not your regular Inferno match. There's structures all over the Thunderdome set ablaze. I liked it personally. I think it allowed more freedom for the wrestlers to move around instead of being stuck in the ring like a regular Inferno match. And then, oh man, hang with me here, because we're about to go on an adventure. Fiend sets a belt on fire and tries to whip Orton with it. He misses.
Oh.
Then he has a pickaxe, which he tries to murder Randy Orton with. He misses, thankfully.
Fiend is a legit murderer now.
Fiend sits Randy in a rocking chair that he has dumped gasoline on. He sets a trail of gasoline on fire that leads to the rocking chair. Great shot, great camera work. As Orton dives out of the chair as it sets ablaze. For some reason, there's a bunch of blood on the chair all of a sudden.
I was like, did they kill a cow or something?
Like
sacrifice.
The Fiend laughs. His laugh is fun.
I love it. I think it's great.
It's terrifying. I laughed too. I laughed with the Fiend.
I laughed a lot during this match.
Mandible claw on Orton as he pushes Randy towards the flames. Randy reverses it, and the Fiend's back gets set on fire. He's engulfed in flames. He rushes into the ring where Randy Orton is, and Randy hits him with the flaming RKO. Randy is stunned. The camera's on Randy Orton a while to, I assume, so Bray can get the fire extinguisher. Randy then kicks the Fiend to see if he's still alive. Randy looks so worried here. But then he drops his worry immediately to go get some gasoline.
The voices in his head told him to get the gases.
He dumps gasoline slowly over the Fiend's lifeless body. He gets a match. And then he drops it on the Fiend, who has now been replaced by a dummy. You can clearly see the difference.
Clearly.
They don't try to hide it.
It was like the AJ Styles arm in the Boneyard match.
And the Fiend dummy is set on fire. Randy Orton poses. For a job well done, the show ends. Oh my God.
He poses for a murder.
I hope he's not going to show up on Raw because he might be wanted for murder.
Is that a manga impersonation? Who wants to start us off with us?
He murdered a man on pay-per-view. I mean, what else do you want me to say? Where do you go from here? You murdered a man. You lit a man on fire. Where do you go? The Fiend can't just give him a mandible claw and the Sister Abigail and pin him for a 1, 2, 3. He can't just knock him out for a last man standing match. He can't put him through a table for a tables match. He just can't out wrestle him in an Iron Man match. Where do you go from here? He murdered him. It was a murder. How do you give a murder a star rating? It was a killer match. Oh,
killer match. I like it.
Oh man, death in the square circle. What do you want? I got nothing for this. All right, I'm hot tagging somebody else in here. It was a murder. What do you want? It was a murder. Hot tag.
Oh my god.
Krssi, will this make for a good episode of Dark Side of the Ring?
Give me 1 second. Hold on. I gotta do something for you. Hold on.
This is a great episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
This would be excellent. This would be one of the better Dark
This is what you get. This is what you got. Jokes, right? So this is what it is. He is now. The Fiend is now a character that just doesn't do anything for anyone. This is what he is. Plastic, garbage, trash, a toy. Because all of this that we've done for him, it means nothing. It means nothing. Down to, okay, he gets the belt, nothing happens. And he misses. The pickaxe, it gets stuck and he's trying to get it. That didn't happen. I'm like, what the, like, I don't understand what it is that they want to do for the Fiend. Then he gets the chair. Then there's blood on it, but there's no blood on Randy Orton because he runs off and he's clear. Like, where did the blood come from? Where did the blood come from? So now he then gets away without the blood. Okay, the chair's on fire. Now the whole floor is on fire. First of all, an Inferno match, I'm like, well, where the hell is the fire? Like, oh, he has to make a dramatic thing happen for the fire to come on. Oh my God, whoa. First of all, why is the fire not by the ring? Why are we like outside?
Krssi, didn't you know this is an international sign for fire starting?
Yeah,
that's it. Just FYI for everybody.
Now we're doing polls office on frickin' fire. Like, what? What is that like? Then his back gets on fire, but then it was like, oh wait, there's no bell, so it's like, how do we know the match is over? Like, what? Like, I was like, what is happening? What is like?
Theoretically, it's still continuing. Theoretically, that match is still going on.
The match still continues. He had on this plastic jacket that was already flammable because Randy Orton had on a regular cotton jacket, but he has on a plastic, like we're wrestling in these outfits now. Like, this is what we're gonna do in this Inferno match. Okay, great. Now, like, it's just like, I don't understand the whole push of the Fiend. We have all this merch. He comes up with this killer entrance. Like, what are we doing? Like, Inferno matches that there was, like, I've seen Inferno matches where the fire's by the ring. There was nothing by, like, we're surrounding the whole Thunderdome. I'm surprised the Thunderdome didn't go up in goddamn flames. But, whatever. We're doing dramatic Undertaker, Kane on dramatic fire entrance, boom. We might as well make Kane just come out and make it, well, the fire come on then. That's all.
I will walk through the shadows of hell to verse my brother.
He's busy, he could just put on his hair like he usually does and come out, that's what they missed when they did the whole tribute to Pat Patterson when he came out in full gear. But anywho, whatever.
You mean Undertaker? You said Pat Patterson.
Oh, sorry, it was Undertaker. I'm on a rant right now, people. See, this is what happens when you give us garbage. See, garbage.
So whenever you talk about the Fiend, can you just put on the mask? In future wrestling videos, whenever you talk about the Fiend.
On True Heel Heat, I am requesting that you bring the Fiend mask. That's all.
I will always be that. So no problem.
All right.
Oh, man.
Let me in. But you won't allow me to get in because you won't book me properly. You book me. You book somebody that's unstoppable, so you kill him, you burn him. So now how does the Fiend come back? What happens to Alexa Bliss now? That whole thing. Where are we going with this? What? She's gonna now just do the Firefly Funhouse without him?
She's gonna reincarnate him.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is around Christmas time. Jared, Mary, Jesus, Haru set kind of thing, whatever. But shit, I mean,
shit, I didn't even think of that.
I'm trying, man. I'm reaching, man. The straws, man. I'm just reaching for them, man.
Krssi, how many stars you give this?
What do I give this match?
Killer match.
Oh, murder. The murder. I'm going to give the murder.
The murder.
It was a hell of a murder, right? The fire. I give it negative stars. Like it was just horrible.
How many negative stars?
5. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Negative
Five
five.
negative stars.
This is like, as soon as I finished watching this, I was like, son, please bring me your mask. I need it now. He was like, what mask? Bring me the Fiend mask right now. He was like, oh, okay. I needed it.
You know the mask.
You know the mask. Like, okay.
She's like, let me in.
I need it. Yep. There's no way I could do this recording without this mask. Yep.
Sid, can I go before you?
Yeah, go ahead. Right ahead.
Why do these motherfuckers always have the weirdest matches? Oh my god, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
This was a spectacle. It felt like a comic book superhero supervillain fight. Great visuals, even though you're in disbelief that these guys actually want to murder each other.
Right.
I don't need to see this match ever again, nor do I think I will. A huge win for Randy Orton, who gets the best of Bray Wyatt again. He owns him. He suns him. And shout out to Bray Wyatt for being the stunt man. Put a little something extra in his check, Vince. Jeez. But just for the spectacle itself, I'll give it 3 stars.
Okay, sure.
Give a murder 3 stars.
Yes.
3-star murder.
3-star murder.
Because it was a hell of a match. That's why.
Killer.
So Randy Orton,
Some pack.
he has kicked senior citizens in the head. He has committed arson to a house before. He has then played with the ashes of a dead woman. He then broke into Bray Wyatt's haunted house of horrors, whatever that crap match was. And now he has burned a man alive. Murder. He murdered a man right in front of our eyes. The Fiend, I missed the Fiend of April 2019 until October 2019 because ever since Hell in a Cell with Seth Rollins, it's been a downward spiral for what was the best character in all of the WWE. He had a ridiculous Hell in a Cell where a mallet was used, but yet a smaller sledgehammer caused a no contest. He then had a red light special in Saudi Arabia where he won the Universal Championship. Then he magically turned a red belt into a blue belt. He then had a feud with the Planet Champion, changed him back to the Yes Movement. They had good matches. It's just you tend to forget that through this total mind warp that has been this whole run. But he had good matches with Daniel Bryan. Then he met some old motherfucker in Saudi Arabia who didn't have the time to do a jackhammer. He did a goddamn suplex and ended his title run. Then he had a Firefly Funhouse, which was a great cinematic match, a great cinematic spectacle, but it wasn't exactly a match because there was only about 2 moves in the whole goddamn thing. Then he had a weird ass feud with his old black sheep of his stable where they went back and forth. He beat every single incarnation of Bray Wyatt except for The Fiend. The Fiend finally beats him at SummerSlam, and then our tribal chief comes in and takes that belt about a week later. Then we build up to this match. It's all about Bray Wyatt getting revenge on Randy Orton burning down his childhood house all those years ago, ruining his projections at WrestleMania 33 and taking the WWE Championship away from him. Even when Bray got a win back, it wasn't even for the goddamn title. And then we saw a murder. I am in disbelief at the over the top outrageousness, but this is what you get, ladies and gentlemen. Record raw ratings, record low ratings for Monday Night Raw. Our poor Richie Mood purposely erased the video because he couldn't deal with the trash that he watched. And USA says they want darker material. They want darker, edgier content.
Fucking go.
There you fucking go. You got a fucking murder 5 days before Christmas. You got a murder. This ain't Easter. This ain't Easter. He can't resurrect himself 3 days later. This is Christmas. This is about the birth of Jesus Christ, not his death and resurrection. You burned a man 5 days before Christmas. My God, WWE, you never cease to amaze me. But for the spectacle alone, and for how long I was laughing after this match, this gets 2 3/4 stars. It is not a 3-star murder. It is 2 3/4. It's like if you were playing Grand Theft Auto. If you burn somebody alive, you get 2 stars off the bat. You wouldn't go to full 5 stars. You wouldn't go 3 stars. You get 2 stars. And then for me laughing as long as I did, I gave him the extra 3/4. So there you go, 2 3/4 for this spectacle that was the Firefly Inferno match.
Let's get out of this storm.
Yeah,
Let's
please.
wrap up TLC.
This mask is hot.
You can turn it. You can take it off now. We're done.
Whew. I don't know how he do it.
Right.
Match of the night, I think we all agree. KO Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Unanimous, yep.
My MVP is, of course, the Queen, the Return, the Grand Slam Champion, Charlotte Flair. Welcome back. MVP SB3.
You know, I want to give it to Roman or even Kevin Owens for their fantastic babyface effort. You know what? I am going to give it co-MVP to Kevin Owens. Fantastic babyface effort. I'm also going to give another co-MVP to Carmella for exceeding my expectations in her. But the third of our co-MVPs is a man that has committed arson, that has played with the ashes of a man, and then when that man years later tried to get revenge, he burned the motherfucker alive. Randy Keith Orton is my third co-MVP.
Okay.
Krssi, who's your MVP?
Mine is gonna be Cedric Alexander, because he's a little rocket that's going to blow up, and no one knows how to deal with him yet. So you got MVP to like shake him up and give him water when he needs to be shooken and get in line and place. So I'm gonna give him the MVP for the night.
Richie?
I got a couple of co-MVPs. One is Cedric Alexander for this new aggressiveness.
Mm-hmm.
The other is Kevin Owens for just, oh man, he got the crap kicked out of him by Jay and Roman all night, and he still put up a valiant effort, looked strong in defeat. And the other is for one, Randy Orton, who has just done so many vile things. This man has kicked Vince McMahon in the face. He has kissed Stephanie McMahon's lips.
Rape. I forgot rape. Yeah, that's rape. That's rape. He raped somebody.
Oh my God, I forgot. Oh my, you guys
I forgot that crime. That was another crime he did. He raped somebody on TV.
And then he burns a man. He's a murderer. How can you not, he's an MVP. And you know what? I'm gonna give MVP the MVP for putting together the Hurt Business. So
yeah.
Shout out to MVP.
Jabroni, LVP. My jabroni wasn't even on the show. She requested time off. She's practically a part of the Fiend story. It was Alexa Bliss. She was in the story, and she's missing here. She's part of the story. She wanted to take time off. Alexa Bliss, what are you doing? Take your time off some other time. You're part of the story. SB3.
So my LVP has to be The Miz. The Miz cashed in Money in the Bank. He failed. He did all this hoopla. He wasted our time on Monday Night Raw for all these weeks with horrible fucking comedy, and then he failed to cash in. But I'm once again going to do a co-LVP here, and it also goes to The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. He stalked the man for weeks. He committed a crime as well. He stalked Randy Orton for weeks, and then he lost and got burned alive.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Richie?
LVP, I'm gonna have to go with The Miz as well, and also John Morrison, just because that's his lackey, and I'm gonna give him an extra LVP for you were a world champion, and you came back to be The Miz's lackey.
Yeah. Talk about it, friend.
Why didn't you just went to AEW, man?
Hey, that check is real.
Yep.
Listen, that check is real, man. AJ Styles is still thinking of Young Bucks and Kenny Omega for that check. And also, I know it sounds weird, but I'm gonna give Randy Orton also the LVP because you're a murderer. That's why, because you're a murderer. Even though I gave you the MVP, you're also the LVP because you murdered a man.
Is this a first that someone receives MVP and LVP?
Yep.
For the same reasons too, for being a murderer. It's a first, man. It's a first.
Who's your jabroni?
Mine is definitely going to be John Morrison and The Miz. Yeah, you left the whole company that you were the face of, and then you came back here to be the person that you was when you left. No, nothing. I mean, let's just call it what it is. So, yeah. And then my other one is definitely going to go to the Fiend because you have now been murdered and your character is buried. And I don't see you going up from here. I don't see how you were so pushed and so booked, and every match you've had has not been good. Not good, but you haven't been booked properly. Like, you're supposed to be unstoppable, but the people that are stopping you is just, I don't know. I don't get it. So those are my jabronis for the.
I just want to say about the Fiend before you go in. They've literally just told the Fiend story completely backwards. Like, he should have been on a complete winning streak, and then this stuff starts happening to him a year in. But they did this at the beginning. I digress. Go ahead.
We're going to put our thumbs out. We'll count it down in 3, 2, 1. It'll be thumbs up or thumbs down for TLC 2020. 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Unanimous. Thumbs up. We'll rate this on a scale of 0 to 10. I will give it a 6.4. Richie?
I will, you know what? I would agree with that, but on the count that we've seen a murder, I'm going to give it a 7. Yeah.
Krssi?
I'm going. This was a good pay-per-view for WWE, even though we did see a murder. For this year of 2020, this was one of their good pay-per-views. Say that again?
How else are you going to end 2020 pay-per-view?
Gotta end with a murder.
You know what? That's true. You're right. And especially that USA wants more shit to happen. So, yeah, we're going to give you a murder. So, I'll give it a 7. 7.5.
SP3.
I was near giving this an 8.5, and then I saw a murder, so I brought it down to 7.5, 7.5 out of 10. This was one of WWE's better shows of the year. All the matches were good to great up until the murder. So I enjoyed myself, even with the murder. I enjoyed myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that there was a murder tonight. There was
the way Krssi described it is like, wow, when you think about it in a total sense of 2020, that's just the way you end 2020. It's like, it's kind of poetic.
Yeah.
I'm bumping my score up to a 7.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
There was a murder.
You just have all of us as Bray Wyatt, and then Randy Orton is 2020.
Yeah. You know what? Or the Jets.
Or the Lakers and the rest of the league, whatever you want to do. So yes, that is our WWE TLC 2020 pay-per-view roundtable review. Yes, the murder roundtable is all done. Yeah. I want to thank you guys for joining us for our final pay-per-view roundtable of 2020 from WWE. Romeo, tell the people where they can find you on social media and here on the True Elite YouTube channel.
Pride of NY on Twitter and Instagram, and Wednesday Night Warriors covering the Wednesday Night War, AEW and NXT. Also True Rewind covering the Monday Night War, WWF and WCW.
Richie, where can they find you on social media and the True Hill Heat YouTube channel?
You can find me at TrueHeel_Babyface. You can find me at Richie's Raw Reviews. You'll be getting a little bit of the double whammy tomorrow. And you can find me at The Richie Moon Show on all streaming platforms. And you can find me at The Richie Moon Show on Instagram and YouTube as well.
And Miss Krssi Love, finally.
I am the sensational Miss Krssi Love. You can find me IG, Twitter, Facebook, Miss Krssi Love _ Krssi Love, or just plain Crystal Lynch, Smackdown Live with the Lynches, and True Hill Heat.
Yes, you can follow True Hill Heat on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find me every single Wednesday live with the good brother Alex McCarthy on Wrestling Daily, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. BST on the Wrestle2 YouTube channel. Every single Saturday on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel with Miss Krssi Love and Top Guy JJ. True Hill Heat, our weekly podcast. This week, we got the year-end awards for 2020. It's going to be a special live stream, so tell your friends to join us live in the comment section with all their awards for 2020, and you might see a couple of familiar faces from this roundtable and from the True Hill Heat YouTube channel on that as well. Like this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans and friends, push the iCard to subscribe, the bell below that to press all for all notifications for all the great content right here on True Hill Heat. And once again, tell us what you thought of the murder in the comment section below.
A murderer!
So this has been our WWE TLC 2020 pay-per-view roundtable review. We are signing off until next time.
Bye.